Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Ethereum. Before we jump into the price action, just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out, it is free to join. Okay, so for the most part, we are still looking for that possibility to see if we can rally to the upside here, looking for a bigger five-wave move. The real thing with this, though, is it wants to sort of start doing that pretty sharpish, if that's going to be what's playing out. The longer we move around sideways here, the less likely it becomes that we are within this wave 2 pattern. And really, we want to start to get some movements to the upside here, looking at the potential that we started to form some five-wave structure with a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then basically looking to progress up here in a much more powerful manner for this wave 3 to complete. So the way I'm currently looking at it, and it still is valid at the moment, the key zone of support that we came down to was a 618, and then we have moved away from it. The problem is how we moved away from it. So this is, you can leave a lot of this sort of to interpretation, and this could potentially extend out, but it also could potentially just be a corrective move and then we actually break down. So we're going to go over both of those possibilities within the video. What I'd be looking for within this as a bullish count effectively would be looking at this potentially as a wave 1 into this high. This is a 2, this is a 1 and another 2 here. So technically speaking, this 2 could still be in play. The way we'd have to look at it then would be that potentially that we have an A flat for a B, and then we're looking for that C wave. So if that's the case, what I'd be looking for potentially would be something like this, where we come back down here towards, actually it would be, that would not be the zone. Let me try that again. So we'd have to look at this if we're going to talk about it as a flat, potentially coming back down to this 1618, which would be a retest of this 50%. So it'll be interesting to see if we do come back down into this area. Alternatively, if we do extend out slightly, we could look to potentially target that 618, which would actually bring us down to this 1624. And what I'd be looking for is this potential of coming back down into this green support box and looking to look down lower here towards the 1623 to the 1620. So within this structure currently, there really isn't a lot to go on. We can argue that it's just a three-wave move here, where this is an A, B, C, have some kind of a connector wave here, and then we have another A, B, and a C, which could look to bring us back down to this 50%, which is so as long as we hold this 1631, we can still look at that potential that we have another 1 and a 2 here. But really we want to see this start to move to the upside if that is the case. And what we'd want to see is within this structure, we'd want to see a nice clean move. So I'm just going to go with the current zone that we're sitting in. We'd want a nice clean move above the 1714. Anything less than that, it starts to become less likely that we're in an impulse, though it can happen depending on where the extensions are playing out. So, if we argue that we have a low in here, we could be looking for this potential to push up to the 1714 area. Doing so would then make us look for an additional fourth and a fifth wave. And then if that fifth wave manages to cross this 1747, potentially we can look at the possibility of having an additional fourth and a fifth wave here. So what'll be interesting to see is that if we do get a bigger five-wave structure here in this manner, where we're getting this as another 1, 2, we get a third here, potentially come down for a fourth, we get a fifth up into this zone. What we'd want to see is then this target would be met for this third wave, and then we'd be looking for that additional fourth wave to come back into the zone of this previous fourth wave. We don't have that structure yet, so at the moment all we have is three-wave moves, so we need to just be a little bit careful within this. We could just have a completed move into here and then we look to break down, but this is looking for that potential to actually form a bigger five-wave move here, where this becomes a 1, 2, we get another 1, 2 here, and then we get this push up, and then depending on how high this next move moves, if we move up towards a 1776, then we can argue that we've met that criteria for this as a wave 1 and this is a 2, and we'd be looking for that evidence of this fourth wave. So this fourth wave, if we do move up there, could potentially come back and retest some of this range here, and then look to progress to the upside. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. We do have that potential for as long as we hold this zone of this 1595 and this 1557. If we start to break down below this this zone here of this 1595 again, it becomes less likely that we are within this structure, and I'd rather be looking at this potentially as a corrective move then, because of the chop within it, I'd want to see it start to progress here. Whether we do come down a little bit lower one more time and potentially test this 1610 to this 1631 again, and then look to push up, that would be fine, because then we could just look at this as basically an A, B, and a C to the downside. But really, we want to start to see this move getting some legs to it if it is going to be following this count. Uh, the more sequences of one twos that you sort of form, the less likely it becomes. If yeah, you want to start to see, by the time you get into the third of the third wave, you want to start to see that impulsiveness coming in and that good volume. So that's the one way we're looking at it. So this is looking for that potential of that bigger move to the upside. If we do get this 5 wave move here, we'd still have to be careful that we don't just have a corrective move in the sense of an A, B, and a C. Um, and then we actually look to break down from there and take these lows. So once we do complete this as a 5 wave move, this is going to be a very key area, this 1557. If we lose this zone, the move starts to lose its credibility. It doesn't really invalidate till we cross 1461, but if we do start to lose this low, it becomes less probable that we are still within that move as shown for that bigger fifth wave. We have met the criteria, like I've said before, we have met it over here. We've just got to, the thing I'm sort of looking out for within these structures is, there is that potential that you can start looking at the fact that this shoulder's a bit deep and I don't really like it. But, we can start arguing that you could have the potential to actually have a push to the upside here. On the smaller scale, once again, it's not very neat, but, you can look at the potential of having something like this, where if we do manage to break out here, you could be looking for that third wave um, target, and then we could be seeing some further progression up here. So keep an eye on it. That's what I'm looking out for on the bullish side of things. If we are looking for the bearish side, so the fact that we could actually be coming down deeper, what I'm currently keeping an eye on is the fact that we actually did take a rejection of the 0.618 of this entire move here. We came right up into this zone of this golden pocket here, this 1575 to the 1669, and we actually broke back into this channel. So the thing regarding this channel is we do have multiple touch points on the top end of this. So it is possible that we could see this break and then potentially find support again and then look to push away from it. So keep an eye on that as well. It's not the perfect channel in the sense that we don't have as many touch points on the bottom. We just extended it from the top down. So we just keep an eye. If we do get rejection, though, it is possible we could actually come back and retest this channel. The thing is, like I said, the longer this takes to play out, the less likely it becomes that this is a 1-2 situation, and the more likely that this whole move here will then potentially be an A wave. And what I'd be looking out for there is the potential that we have this as an A, then we come back up for a B, potentially retest some of these highs, and then come back down for that C wave. So looking for this target zone down here of this 1448 to this 1192. So this is a key zone if we're looking for that bullish potential. We want to find the support in this range. If we fail to hold this area, then the bullish count falls apart, and and then at that point we'd have to argue that from further back here, that this whole move could still be a corrective move where this becomes an A, a B, and then a C, and then we could actually still look to break down. Alternatively, we haven't even managed to take some of these key swing highs here, so it could be the fact that we have, like we talked about previously, I still haven't ruled out the fact that we have the possibility of looking at this as a expanding leading diagonal here, where this becomes basically an a B, and then a C to the downside. So these things are all still in play here. We haven't we've got a 5 wave move here, but if this fails to hold this key zone and we actually lose this 786, which would be this 1192, it becomes less likely that it is a wave 2 here. We could still see a move up in in a C wave at that point, but the deeper that it comes here, the less likely that it is a wave two to the upside. So we need to just keep that in mind. If we do start to lose this 1192 zone, it becomes less likely, and then finally invalidation of that bullish potential would come by crossing this 1075. So keep an eye on those zones on the bigger scale there. I do think that we got potential to break out here. It's just whether we manage to hold these key zones. Like I said, if we continue to get rejected from the 1714 to the 1670, 1647 range, then it's more likely we're actually going to be looking for that one-to-one move down here towards this 1497. So that's what I'm looking out for. If we fail to hold these zones, we start to break down, potentially lose this channel. That would be an area I'm looking at for a potential looking at for potential C wave. Alternatively, this could start to break down deeper, and then we could look for a deeper move here, which takes these lows. So these things can always extend out these C waves as they were impulses. So just keep an eye on that. Okay, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. Leave us some feedback down below, and in the description you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. Also in there you'll find affiliate links for Primex BT and BYBIT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check them out for yourselves. If you don't have an account, using the affiliate link does support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone, I hope you have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.